Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit late, but excuse my tardiness. It's time for the big broadcast, live stream. We are calling this F and L. And if you're coming in, tuning in, smash that like button. Best way to support goes a long way towards the channel, man. Smash that like button. And like I said, we're calling this FNL, man. And before we get it started, we're going to play some music like we always do. Like I always say, if you want to watch the stream without any interruptions and YouTube censorship, join the Patreon. So this is FNL Friday Night Live. You are here with your host of the most big step. But we're going to talk about a lot of big topics, sensitive topics, kind of crazy topics, but you know, there's nobody I'd rather be here with on the Friday night than y'all, you people watching. People watching the replay, appreciate y'all listening on audio only platforms, podcasting. Thank you so much for coming in. Man, we're gonna have a good show. I have a feeling we're gonna have a good show. I know we're gonna have a good show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know how far are we gonna go though? How far are we gonna go? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out then. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This is one of my favorite tracks. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm gonna play a few musics, a few songs to get it started. Let's go. Fair use. Fair use. Yeah.
Far where you want go? How far where you want go, baby? Yeah, yeah, boo.
Of course, we struggle streaming.
How far?
Is this and let y'all know to join my Patreon. There's gonna be a link right here for free for the full uncensored stream right here. Boom. There you go. Let's go, gang. Let's go, gang.
Carry your press come, I get 10 boys for you, want carry can guess come. I like I did the biggest, the one we come from London, I like slim tickets.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. BBC. Let's go. I got BBC.
BBC, TBC, this tease.
Mm. Of course, the struggle. Mm, 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 mm. Of course, it's lagging like crazy. But yo, stay with me, stick with me. We vibing. We gonna go throughout. We gonna go throughout. It is what it is. Hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How far you want to go? Well, I know how far I want to go. I want to go to this track. Let's go to this track. We're gonna go a little old school. Let's go with this one. Rest in peace to the GOAT, man. The GOAT himself, Mike Jack. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Uh, let's hold on for a little bit, people. Dealing with some technical struggle streaming issues. We're gonna get to the content soon. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and vibing. We deserve this, man. We deserve this. Friday night, we deserve this, man.
You niggas know me on the one. I get money they can't hold. I been busting down AP back when y'all niggas was rockin' rollers. Y'all only knew about Jay-Z till y'all seen me and my homies. I was trying to chase my dream. I had like 20 bands with a 40. I had a new Glock with a Chevy. Got my weed off, I'm ready. It was a seesaw with that trap shit, but I bounced back, I'm heavy. It was a seesaw with that rap shit, me and Reed going back at it. I spend nights up in this shit. All my blood tears got tatted. I cut cousin off, he ready. I cut bro off, he kept hating. I can't be
My bad. I was muting myself. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We already getting started, right? We getting started. Brody knows what it is. When I get super chats, if people don't know watching on the replay, anything like that, I have to take a shot of apple juice or water. You know what time it is. So god damn, you know what time it is. I'm about to cook her. I'm about to fry her. You know what time it is. If you keep on sending me energy, I might have to fry her even deeper. But let's get started though. Let's go. Let's go. I guess during the song playing, I gotta do what I gotta do. Appreciate you for sliding. Appreciate you for making it work. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Be around no jealous shit, I'm really the motivation. I can't be around no telling shit, they'll give up your location. I get money, you pop that shit and help.
Let's start off from the beginning. Let's go. Jeez. Mm. Hey, mommy. Come on, let's go. This is the music I like.
Take risks with me, nigga.
Smash that like button as y'all coming in, y'all flowing in. Man.
We still going up, I'm putting Richies on hitters. Bust down on bad bitches, this shit keep getting bigger. Hold up, I'm like, hold
up. Oh my god, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Of course we struggle streaming, we lagging.
Hey, I got like 80 in it. Once we start, we take
Let's go, let's go.
niggas. I'm too rich and fake with you. I had it.
It's a come on. Shout out Meek, man. What a legend. What a legend. We got one last track and then we're gonna get to the nonsense, man. We gotta get to it. We gotta get to it. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm struggle streaming, I'm lagging, it's everything and all the above, but we appreciate y'all for being here. We're gonna make it a bit slow right now. Come on now. Come on. Taking it a bit slow right now. A little bit slow. Come on.
You're taking my love for granted and you just
Mhm. It's about that time. Mhm. We gonna get it right. We gonna get it right. Mhm. Mm. Y'all, let me know if you can hear me, see me, anything. Y'all get active in the chat. I want to make sure that everybody has liked or at least interacted with the like feature. Any kind of interactions helps the movement. It
I
helps
was
the
that.
stream and everything like that. So let's do that. And I'm definitely gonna get to the bottom of the lagging situation. We're gonna get to the bottom of that. So we're gonna start the song back again, and then we're gonna get to the content again. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world, but y'all chose to be here with me, and we're gonna make it work. We're gonna have fun with it. So let's do that. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know, and let's do that. Let's do that. Mm. Yeah, we really struggle streaming right now. We gonna make it work though.
Tell itself the time we had was good, but I tried, it didn't help.
Mm. Again, apologize for the nonsense. We got to deal with it. We got to deal with it. I want to hear the song though for the rest of the thing. I want to finish hearing it.
My mind is a circus and you my kerosene carousel. The city.
Mm. Yeah. We got that started. We got that done. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. By the way, I am thinking of potentially starting a kick page. That's something for another time. But let's get to the content, man. Y'all people must be here popping. Let's get it popping then. Let's get it popping. Let's not play games. Let's not play around. Let's get to the content. I wanted to start talking about first and foremost Nolan Wells, right? So who is Nolan Wells? So I'm gonna put it on for you. Nolan Wells was an 18-year-old. Was is the operative word here. Was. He passed away. So on July, I'm reading this off Wikipedia, by the way. On July 4th, 2026, an 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing after attending an Independence Day gathering on Horn Island. Okay. A barrier island on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. His body was discovered on the shoreline of the island 2 days later. The case drew speculation about the circumstances of Wells' death and the integrity of the official investigation by the Wells family and their attorney Benjamin Crump, who have allegedly possible racial bias in their investigation. Public attention has been fueled by the tensions in Mississippi by Wells. So Mississippi has a racist history. Wells is a light-skinned black man, black boy actually, really, who is, I believe, half Filipino and black. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna get to it. Um, Wells, who is black, disappearing at a mostly white gathering. The case has been subject to misinformation, harassment, and threats directed at those involved in the event. Investigations is ongoing, but no foul play is currently suspected in Wells' death by authorities. Nolan Wells was born August 19, 2007, to Elmore Wansley and Christine Wells Wansley, and was raised in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. He graduated from Ocean Springs in 2005. At the time of his parents' death, he was attending and playing football for Southern Mississippi Community College as a wide receiver. Okay. So there's been some updates, all right? And throughout this whole investigation, the whole piece. So we're going to go to TMZ. Fair use. I don't own this content. We're going to react to it as we watch some of this stuff. All right. Let's go.
Well, there's a new kind of outrage over the Nolan Wells case now, and it involves one of Nolan's friends who says he has had it up to here with all of the online rumors that he is somehow responsible for Nolan's death. The young man's name is Bart Edmiston, and Bart has been, people have been sort of theorizing online and even just flat out accusing him, saying that he was jealous of Nolan because of the girl that Nolan was with on the 4th of July, Katie McCormack, and they felt like Bart had a relationship with her. So Bart's hired an attorney, and the attorney already came out and said, that's not true. He didn't have a relationship with Katie. The photo you think is Katie is not Katie, done all that. But they're, in particular now, they're going after one OnlyFans model / influencer who has voiced her theory about Bart being involved. Her name is Kimberly, and she is the recipient of a cease and desist letter from Bart's attorney. I don't know if Kimberly is all that scared of this lawsuit, based on what she, after she got that cease and desist, this was her response.
You want to sue me? Let me tell you how it's going to go. I am poor. I have nothing. I don't own anything. You can't put a lien on property. I have nothing. It's going to cost you so much money. I got free lawyers. You know how many lawyers have been hitting me up, like begging to take the case because they know the publicity. Worst case scenario, you sue me, you win. Let's say you win. What you going to do? You can't get blood from a rock, dog. What are you going to do? Okay, I'll claim bankruptcy. Maybe I claim bankruptcy, like 4 or 5 times, and I could be president one day. Okay. That's how it's going to work. So do what you got to do.
In a way, that's called checkmate.
Right.
I mean, yeah, she's broke as hell. So basically, her making allegations and all this is kind of, I won't say cool, but it's like, dude is going to pay more lawyer fees than even getting any money from her. Still messed up that they're putting dirt on that man's name.
Sometimes it's not about money. Like in this case, they just want to
It's about the principle to let him know, yo, you can't just talk crazy about me, and also to
show
signal to
that
the world.
they're taking this very seriously. They are going to threaten people, potentially go after people if you start, slinging around lies about them. I mean, this theory online that this kid was somehow concocted Nolan's death as revenge because he was secretly dating this other. I mean, now.
Yeah, there's rumors that he was dating that man's chick. So he wanted to get some get back by ending his life.
Now we're just getting into like crazy conspiracy theories at this point. And I feel like that case has been filled with those.
Well, and Bart actually took it a step further beyond that. He said, not only did I not have anything to do with Nolan's death, but I have actually told police, the 20 people I saw that day out there, gave them names, and he said, I'm cooperating fully with this investigation, and he wants to know.
Okay, I just want to say this right quick. I think that Nolan Wells on that day, that July 1st Independence Day, July 4th Independence Day, he got too drunk, he got too lit with these white people, and I believe he drowned accidentally. I don't think somebody went out of their way to kill him, to murder him. I don't think so. But I believe that the people surrounding Nolan Wells want to make this very racial to make money and sue. More specifically, Ben Crump and them. Whenever Ben Crump is involved in a case of a black person dying, he sues the city or the jurisdiction to make money. And ultimately, my thing is, I don't mind getting money to the family, but ultimately, don't you want to get justice for this man, this young boy, this young man that passed away? The justice is finding out what happened. And I personally think he was lit with some white people. He maybe overdrank or oversmoked or oversniffed over something and fell down and drowned and died. Now, could some of these white folks, is it possible that they pushed him over? There was a beef, there was a problem? That's possible. I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm just saying that there's a lot of conspiracies floating and not enough facts to the case. Let's go.
Who killed Nolan? If someone
I've just got a sense, and again, I'm only basing this on the way I've seen cases go. I've got a sense that we don't know what the actual scenario is. That there are a bunch of scenarios out there, and they all seem to not hold water. And
my problem is a lot of his so-called friends or the people that he was with, they're not giving details. They're not giving they're not giving what they have to give. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If this is actually your friend, if this is your boy, y'all went to the cottage, y'all went to the island, and all of a sudden he passes and his body washes up without much information, what the hell is going on? Y'all are hiding something.
that there's some other scenario that we're going to hear about.
We don't know who was on the island with Nolan after.
Yes, there's more to this. There's another back end. There's a back end.
We don't know who he was with.
But we know that boat took off without him.
Right.
Well, our chat is asking, what does this make, like, if these kids start start lawyering up and getting legal help, does that make them look more guilty?
It makes them look guilty when they're lowering up and getting legal help. If you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to hide.
Or do you think it's just smart?
I think in his case,
because he's being accused.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally smart.
So I think that one's smart. I think their point is
earlier
the friends who weren't speaking, and the fact that they
there's
reportedly
there's
had lawyered
something
up.
about that I'd like to know, and I don't know what the answer is, but there is something there.
What's there is that people are hiding ish. And sometimes, not even sometimes, most of the times, the cover up is worse than the crime. Meaning, the crime might not be as bad as them trying to hide their hands.
I'm from Buffalo, New York. I feel like Brett is trying to protect his potential NFL career.
Now, let's be real. They're playing at a community college, man. I don't know if he's going all the way to the NFL. We've not heard of this guy, and the NFL is 1% of the 1%. It is what it is.
Yeah, he has the money to do so. And I definitely think it's smart in order for him to lawyer up.
Yeah, that's to your point. Bart plays college football. He's a punter. He's actually pretty good, and some people think could go to the NFL.
He's a good punter?
Eventually. So there's that too, that he could be. Yeah. I think that's accurate.
Okay. Well, there's that. There's that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does have potential. Well, y'all smash that like button. We're going to go to Megyn Kelly. And I can't lie, Megyn Kelly does pretty good crime coverage when she's not giving other coverage. So we're going to hear what she thinks about this topic. And I'm going to give you guys my opinion based on what's been going on, because the update really here is there was an autopsy, right? And the autopsy might show things that we need to know or might not know, and so on and so forth. So let's go.
Making massive headlines, and that is the death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells out of Mississippi. Someone close to this investigation telling our show that Nolan was not the only boy who went over with this group of kids that day to this island celebrating the 4th of July to stay behind when the first boat turned back into shore. So there was another boy. We know his name. We're not going to release it because we have no desire to cause more trouble for this kid. They're all being accused of murder. The more names you put out there, the another boy's teenage years are ruined for nothing, for absolutely nothing, based on no proof. We're not going to participate in that. But we do know this young man's name, and we know that he, like Nolan, also stayed behind. This was not some crazy decision by Nolan. Or they were beating on me. They were threatening my life, so I didn't go. No. He was reportedly talking to a girl. He wanted to stay behind and talk to the girl more. And one of his buddies also chose to stay behind. This was not an unusual event at all. And now more of Nolan's friends are speaking out, putting the lies to the nonsense that's been spreading about them online. At the same time, speculation is running wild regarding audio alleged
I do want to mention something before we continue. What Megyn Kelly's always going to do is defend the whites. That's what she does. That's her thing. But let's be real, man. Nolan Wells, if something happened to him, it's a white person who did it because he was on a boat with a bunch of white people, went to the island with a bunch of white people. It is what it is. Let's go.
More trouble for this kid. They're all.
So this is the problem. They're hiding. And that's what Megyn Kelly just did. She's hiding the identity of this kid. This kid probably sounds 18. That's not a kid. That's an adult.
All being accused of murder. The more names you put out there, the another boy's teenage years are ruined for nothing, for absolutely nothing, based on no proof. We're not going to participate in it.
Well, this is the problem, though. There's accusatory things that happen to black folks as well. So I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that there's a double standard, right? So we want to protect these white kids who potentially are involved in a murder plot, but then if it was a black boy or a black man in that, it'd be plastered all over. It's the double standard type bullshit. It is what it is.
But we do know this young man's name, and we know that he, like Nolan, also stayed behind. This was not some crazy decision by Nolan. Or they were beating on me, they were threatening my life, so I didn't go. No. He was reportedly talking to a girl. He wanted to stay behind and talk to the girl more. And one of his buddies also chose to stay behind. This was not an unusual event at all. And now more of Nolan's friends are speaking out, putting the lies to the nonsense that's been spreading about.
So I think, again, in this whole plot, this whole situation, Nolan was talking to a shorty. There's a woman involved here. I think he was about to clap the cheeks. I personally think so. And somebody might have gotten angry and then something else happened. Let's go to the content.
Them online. At the same time, speculation is running wild regarding audio, allegedly, of some of these teens on the boat. Now, in all, there were 3 boats that this group was on when they went over to this island. Okay. We'll call the boat that no.
Long story short, bolts and hose. That's the bolts and hose. Let's go. Let's go, dog.
Nolan was on boat number 1, since that's obviously the most relevant one. Boat number 1 took Nolan and a bunch of others over to this island. And while they were anchored right off the island, it started to take on water. They realized they had a problem. They said the bilge pump was not working, and they knew they needed to go back in. They had to go back to the mainland, which is what they did. Nolan chose to stay behind. So did this other teen. And there's no question that these teens on boat number 1 were concerned about the fact that the boat was taking on water, as any of us would be, because they called in to the Coast Guard. It was technically a group called the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, which is at least the one that had the audio recording of the call. So I don't know if they dialed Coast Guard and that's where their call was directed, but it was the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources that had the recording of the call, which has been obtained by local TV station WLOX and other outlets. This call was placed at about 4 p.m. local time to the private marine towing company Sea Tow. Okay, so that's how it came in hours before Wells was reported missing by a friend and his mom. So we've got the audio recording, and it, to me, sounds like a bunch of...
So this is interesting to me because I haven't heard this audio recording. The boat that she's mentioning is the boat that left. The boat that left Nolan and an alleged friend that was there. So we're going to see what she says. Let's go.
Boys on a boat worried about their boat sinking. But if you are one of the people who's been calling those boys murderers for weeks now, you might hear something very different. You might imagine a world in which you hear them talking about Nolan being dead while they're on the boat and perhaps panicking about covering up their alleged crime. You might then run with that if you were an irresponsible media outlet without reporting that there is video out there showing boat number 1 and Nolan not on it at the time of the call. So, I mean, that would be somewhat irresponsible, would it not? And then we learned some more facts about the woman behind the alleged enhanced audio that she performed on this tape that has people saying they can hear these boys asking, quote, "Is he dead?" And to say this woman has a checkered past is to understate what has been turned up by independent journalist Sarah Fields. So we're going to talk about all of this with Caitlin Becker. She's a reporter and host of the New York Post's podcast, New York Postcast. She's been all over this case from the start. Caitlin, welcome back. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Megan.
So can you just set up this audio tape that we're about to listen? This broke, and when it broke with the local news, it broke, my understanding is, without any of the salacious, new details that this one purveyor is now claiming she uncovered.
Well, the initial audio came out unenhanced, and anybody who has ever listened to any sort of audio knows that you can hear garble and mumbles and something, and there are things that can be done to it to hear things in the background a little bit clearer. That's just on the base. That's kind of where we're going to set the stage here. So the audio comes in from one of the boys on the boat who calls for a tow because they believe the boat is sinking. It is taking on water. They need someone to come and get them before the boat goes down into 31 feet of water. And you just hear chaos in the background. And that is the audio that was released by that group that you had just mentioned there for the call between the boat and the tow company. You don't hear the tow company on the other side of that, so there are a couple of gaps. And then this one audio engineer, she took the audio, she didn't run it through AI, but went through and actually personally adjusted things to see if she could pull out some of the background noise and make it a little bit clearer. So that kind of sets the stage here.
So ultimately,
where was the boat when this phone call was made?
Pretty much according to the phone call, because you hear the kid actually say, we're just off of Horn Island, and he.
So this phone call seems like it happened after they left Nolan Wells.
Gives coordinates so we could actually look up where those are. So they're just off of Horn Island, and they're trying to get back to the mainland because the boat is taking on water. So not far from Horn Island. We know that they were at a depth of 31 feet, according to what the boat said.
Okay. Let's play the original audio before it was, quote, enhanced, I'm using that term loosely, by this woman, Janetta Brantley, who we'll get to in a minute. This is the original that came in, SOT 1.
Connect you.
Detail assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a...
Here is Janetta Brantley, who enters in. She says she's an audio engineer, and she's going to fix it, and so that we can hear all the voices better. Hopefully in this one we can hear them at all. And here's what she released in SOT 2.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Okay, so she helpfully puts captions below what she hears, including, "We killed him." Oh, well, that's great. It's all on tape because she says she has enhanced it to where she can hear all of this. For the first time since World War II, our national debt has exceeded, and consider owning this woman releasing a message saying, listen for yourself, this is what I believe is heard. Here's SOT 3.
That dialogue represents what I personally hear as an audio engineer while processing and repeatedly reviewing these sections. I'm pretty much providing it as a listening reference, not as a declaration that my interpretation is the only possible interpretation. And that's important. I want you to listen for yourself, use headphones if you have them, listen closely and decide with your own ears what you believe is being said. But once I separated the dispatcher from the boat and started concentrating exclusively on the background dialogue, what I believed I was hearing became extremely difficult for me to process emotionally, and I needed to take a mental break.
Okay. Just for the listening audience, what she alleges that she heard, these are her made up transcriptions. Can we cover it up? Yeah, I thought all about that. Oh, you killed him. He's already dead. Is he dead? Yeah. Yell.
See, this is this is speculative territory. Now, We don't know. This is an active investigation, right? And when you put information like that out there, it can make the investigation harder for the people trying to investigate it. Now, ultimately, we don't know. We don't know the truth. The truth comes out in time.
Nolan! Oh my God. Nolan, wake up! Inaudible, but clear. Wyatt yells, wake up! Get the fuck up! Damn it, Bart! And then No Nose really dead now. That is what this woman claims I mean, if that's what's on this audio, everyone's getting arrested.
I mean, yeah, if it was that clear, like Megan said, they get arrested right away.
Getting arrested. You killed him. He's already dead. Is he dead? Yes. Oh my God. Nolan, wake up. Wyatt, wake up. Get the fuck up. Damn it, Bart. No's really dead now. Then that would be an utter bombshell. But you tell me, Caitlin, whether there is any reason to believe, other than Jeanette's made up audio, that Nolan was on that boat and these boys had expressed that they had just killed him.
So just a heads up, what's being said is that even on that boat, Nolan was not on that boat. In other words, the audio engineer could be capping, right? Now, we don't know. We're waiting to see. I'm in a wait and see approach. Again, I think Nolan got too lit and he slipped and fell and passed away. Now, could people be accountable for giving him too much alcohol? Could people be arrested for maybe giving him a substance? Yes. That's what the legal system that's what the investigation gonna do.
At present, there's no evidence that we have certainly uncovered in our reporting that suggested that Nolan was on that boat at the time that this call was made. As for the
So like she said, there's no active evidence yet, right? Things like this will take time to uncover and understand. So we'll have to see.
The audio, she has her own opinions. I have no reason to doubt her sincerity when she said, listen, this might not be the only thing, decide for yourself. She has her own opinions. She's welcome to those. I personally listened to it without reading any of the captions, any of the text several times. I heard some of the same things, not all of the same things. I heard clearly cover it up, but there was something wrong with the pump. So there's a
Smash the like button as y'all come in, as y'all watching, man. We get down to the bottom of this. Let's go.
A very reasonable explanation that perhaps they could be trying to cover up some sort of whole issue, whatever was taken on water. That would make sense to me. The Bart, I heard that. And we know that there was a guy, another kid in another boat named Bart that came to help them tow and get the water out. Get the fuck up, I heard as.
Now, let's be real. Is there another possibility that these white boys killed him? Yes. There's a massive possibility these white boys killed him, man. Ended his life, right? Now, look, he's a black man or black boy in a group of white people, man. There could be a lot of tensions, disrespect, all types of weird things that we don't know about.
Shut the fuck up for the.
So the point is, again, what I'm trying to say is that all roads should be explored.
The guy that was on the phone. The stuff in the middle was too garbled, even with any kind of enhancement, for me to discern what they said. They could very well have been saying any of those things that she suggested. It's probably they didn't say any of those things. I didn't hear it either way. And she enhanced the audio, but the audio is out there. So that means anybody can enhance the audio. And I have not heard any version of that where I can clearly understand what is being said in the background. And that, for me, as a journalist, is the most important part. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to get to her credibility problems in 1 second. They do exist. They are plain as the nose on your face. Janetta does not come to this with clean hands at all, in my opinion. But let's just try to play the audio so that the audience can hear it unenhanced.
Connect you.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and Our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a...
So you can hear almost nothing.
It's hard to hear. It's hard to understand.
That music that we've all been subjected to when we've tried to call someplace and been placed on hold is muting everything. And we really have no idea what is being said. However, we do know that the boys are in a situation where they think their boat is sinking and the bilge pump is dead. The bilge pump is definitely dead, which very well may have been what they were discussing around that word. Okay, here's what we know about this Janetta. We know that this is per Sarah Fields, who is an independent journalist who did such a good job covering the Carmelo Anthony case. She's been on the show before. She says, meet Janetta Brantley, the self-proclaimed audio engineer who took a raw boat distress call and, quote, enhanced it until people started hearing phrases like, you killed him, and Nolan, wake up. She has repeatedly accused Nolan Wells' friends of murdering him and has publicly called for their arrests. So she comes into this with an agenda. Her self-edited audio has now taken the internet by storm and essentially become a dog whistle for people who are already targeting and harassing Nolan's young friends. Janetta and her wife, Ashley, describe themselves as serial entrepreneurs, filmmakers, holistic herbalists, social media influencers, and founders of a Houston-based community called Audio Done Right. Public court records also show, Sarah reports, that Janetta Brantley has her own criminal history. What was it? Was it something that might be relevant to any of this? Well, you tell me. She pleaded guilty to a Class B misdemeanor terroristic threat charge in Brazoria County and was sentenced to 3 days in the county jail. Court records also show she later entered in nolo contendere, meaning no contest plea, to a Class B misdemeanor theft charge involving property valued between $50 and $500, for which she again received another 3 days in jail. The theft case file also references a trespass warning issued to her by Popeye's Fried Chicken in Alvin, Texas.
Nah, that's not a good look, bro.
Meantime, this is the person the internet has chosen to trust while accusing grieving teenagers who have no criminal history that we know of whatsoever of murder based on an edited audio file that she created herself. Thanks for watching this clip. If you're new here, subscribe. We got a whole lot more good.
Enough of that bullshit. Let's go. Ultimately, like I said, I personally believe it was an accident. Is it possible that these white folks had something to do with it? Very possible, right? So the biggest update really was there was an autopsy, an independent autopsy that was done on the body once they found it. And they said that on July 22nd, the results of an independent autopsy were published. The autopsy was performed by forensic pathologist Dr. Roger Mitchell Jr., the president of Howard University Hospital. He found no signs of bone fracture or deep tissue injury, but noticed red discoloration on the back of Wells' skull. So is it possible that he fell, hurt his skull, and then drowned? At which he could not determine the case. He was unable to determine the manner of death and could not rule out non-accidental factors, which, without further investigation, the autopsy had limited factors due to the state of decomposition and the fact that a past autopsy had already been performed. Wells' lung and neck structure had already been removed from the state autopsy, which is not an unusual practice. This is not unusual practice. Nonetheless, it made it impossible for Mitchell to determine if he had injuries to his neck or if water had entered his lungs. I think he drowned. I think he drowned. Y'all get in the chat, let me know what I think he drowned, y'all. And this is sad because when you mix alcohol, boats, drugs, whatever, I think that's where it gets deadly. What I think could happen, very likely, is some of the people on the boat, they might get charged for giving him some kind of substances, man. I would not rule that out. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells, man. This is sad. You know, a lot of brothers, you have to really know and pay attention to who you're around. That people might mean harm to you that you might not know mean harm to you. People might be jealous of you because you're young, black, and gifted. Young, black, and maybe one day rich. You know what I'm saying? So this is to all the Nolan Wells out there. Be careful who's around you, man. Don't play. Don't be so trusting right away, you know? So now let's talk about Andrew Tate, man. Andrew Tate. If y'all have been under a rock, we gonna get you off of that rock, man. Let's talk about the Andrew Tate case. This is playing with fire.
I'm right here in Miami. Come get me. Arrest me.
This came out about a week ago. If y'all are under the under a tree, under a rock, let's go.
Walk me. Put me on the news. Tell everyone I'm a human trafficker.
Andrew and Tristan Tate have officially been arrested in Miami, and this time they may actually be screwed. British prosecutors just dropped a bombshell. They're pushing hard for extradition to the UK, where Andrew faces 42 criminal charges and Tristan faces 17. In this video, I'm breaking down what they're actually accused of, the public statements they've made that come back to haunt them, and why their best remaining hope may be Donald Trump. So, what exactly happened? On July 18th, the U.S. Marshals arrested Andrew and Tristan Tate in Miami right before Andrew was about to co-host a boxing event. This arrest came after an extradition request from the UK, where they faced a combined total of 59 criminal charges, including things like rape, facilitating, trafficking.
I just want to first and foremost mention Andrew Tate got arrested looking crazy, man. He looked, yo, Andrew Tate got arrested in a whole blouse, bro. Like, let's just do a quick review of what his arrest gear looked like, bro. Homie was wearing a goddamn blouse, bro. As the king of, or the alleged masculinity, alpha male, high value male, whatever thing you're trying to say. Bro, you can't get arrested like this, dog. You can't get arrested wearing a freaking blouse as a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? Wearing loafers, tight skin, tight-ass pants, bro. The drip is looking you look like a woman, bro. You look like a whole. This is not the style you need. Like, bro, if you were dressing a whole suit like this, like your brother, okay, that goes. But Brody dressed like this. This is crazy, bro. This is nasty work. This is nasty work. But let's get to it. Let's get
regarding sexual exploitation and 19 counts of decent imagery involving a child. They're currently in federal custody until they go in front of.
Now, ultimately, the most concerning part is involving the children. Obviously, sex trafficking, all these things. These things have already been accused of him. They're actually being investigated in Romania. But now it's in the UK as well. But the child stuff, that's where
the judge will determine whether.
Again, you're innocent until you are proven guilty. That's a US standard. That's the standard for a lot of democracies. But some of these places, I'm talking a lot of UK, Romania, you're guilty before you consider it innocent. It is.
Extradition was warranted. And I kind of did some research on this. Over 85% of extradition requests from the UK have been granted. And once a case reaches this stage, it is very hard to avoid extradition. Wait, you might be thinking, haven't they gone down this road before? And it's true. In 2022, they were arrested in Romania for similar charges. And they've been boasting on the internet for the last year that they beat all the charges, they were found innocent, and blah, blah, blah. The reality is a bit different, though. An appeals court found there to be some problems with the indictment and sent it back to the prosecution to fix them. But right around that same time, a new criminal investigation was launched into the Tates in Romania, and the prosecution is likely waiting for that to conclude before refiling the charges. So they're not really off scot-free like they claim in Romania. This was a procedural matter that was made a lot worse by the very inefficient legal system. Something that is a lot less likely to happen in England. Now, the Tates are obviously innocent.
Yeah, ultimately, what's happening in Romania is that their system of justice of law is not only slow, because they've been investigating and putting these guys in jail, or at least dealing with them for the past like 3-4 years, right? So it's slow, it's ineffective. But also the charges are so spread out that they might be weak. You dig what I'm saying? Now the UK is focusing on it, and the UK, their system is a lot more solid. So we're gonna see what happens
until proven guilty. However, the big problem for them is that Andrew loves to talk, and what he loves even more than that is to brag. And there are clips of him admitting to some very questionable conduct that could make this case a slam dunk, like this one.
I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house to make me money.
You see, you say something like that, Andrew, the police is gonna get you, man. That's called self-snitching. That's called dry snitching.
I use sex as a tool to make women love me so they obey me and make me money. He's describing the classic lover boy method, which Europol identifies as a common human trafficking tactic. And here we have Tate admitting some very questionable business practices.
So the chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of.
So I want to just give you some perspective. He's saying this on the Full Send podcast. The Full Send podcast is a very popular podcast, y'all. Obviously a huge male following, right? But he's bragging about using manipulative tactics to get money out of men, right? Right. So he's claiming to be a pimp on a massive podcast, dog. You don't think the police listen to? He's dry snitching.
To me, give me it all.
So yes, he was pretending to be a girl while he was messaging these guys in order to trick them.
So he would pretend to be the See, you think you're texting the shorty, you're texting Andrew Tate.
I just wonder how many dick pics he had to go through in order to succeed in this mission. But more disturbingly, he's literally bragging about scamming some poor simp out of every single dollar he has with zero remorse. But why exactly was this a scam? Because he would text us the girl, set up a meeting with the guy, and then use that to get a lot more money out of him. And of course, the meeting never actually happened. And here's how he would scam the ladies.
So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50. Difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I see this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here, sign this.
But basically, he would just lie about there being these fake taxes, which he would use as an excuse to take a bigger part of the girl's cut. And that's basically classic fraud. And this could very well support a human trafficking case because people are under the impression that human trafficking means you're kidnapped and you're kept in like this weird storage locker. But in reality, you just need sex work plus either fraud, force, or coercion. And this one kind of sounds like fraud to me. This isn't even mentioning the fake Dubai dinner, the multiple crypto rug pulls, or all the other scams that Tate has been a part of. And to be clear, none of...
Look, let me say this again. The problem with Tate is that he brags in his ego. Could he be found innocent? Absolutely. Could he potentially buy his way out? Absolutely. Could he influence his way out? Yes. The issue is the Donald Trump administration, they're not backing him. They're not backing him.
These clips prove any specific charges against Andrew Tate, but they are going to look very bad in front of a jury and make it so much harder for him to beat the case. So what?
There you go. That's what I'm saying. And that's a good point. If these videos are showed in front of a jury, that's going to make him look like a monster. It's going to make him look horrible, man. Could he claim that he was playing a character? He could. He could. Because no grown man wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to dress like this unless they're playing a character. Look at the kick game. Look at the nigga was wearing a blouse, bro. You know, so he could kind of get away with that. But ultimately, in front of a jury, because this is where I think it's going in front of a jury, it's going to be rough. It's going to be bad, my ninja. Shout out to Dustin Poirier. It's going to be bad because, look, he was able to kind of get away with something like this in Romania a few years ago. But he would need, in this situation, I'm not capping, he would need some kind of U.S. intervention, bro. That's what I believe. I'm talking about government.
What happens next? First, this case goes in front of a federal judge who decides whether the extradition requirements have been met. And then it goes to the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who has the final say. And that's the Tate's best hope right now. If Trump pressures Rubio to block the extradition request, then they're going to be probably pretty good, at least for now. But
yeah, an extradition request. Because if they go to the UK, they're cooked. Let me repeat. They go to the UK, they're cooked. Why? The United Kingdom is, I'm not going to say it's because it's leftist, but they are a country that wants to make him an example, right? They want to destroy Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate. They want, and you know what? To them, it could be reasonable. They could say in their argument that these are sexual sex traffickers by their own admissions on podcasts. It's a fact.
I don't think that's very likely to happen at all. First, it was Trump's DOJ that actually approved the request. And according to the Justice Department, that decision came from the very top. And secondly, the Trump administration has already gone on record saying they're not going to get involved in any way, likely because it would be horrible optics. So are the Tates actually screwed? Well, they haven't been convicted yet, and their lawyers could drag this out for months, but they're already in federal custody, and also England has brought 59 very serious charges against them with allegedly 7 victims. So beating this is not going to be easy, and also defeating extradition at this point is very difficult. So unless Trump intervenes, there's a very good chance that the Tate brothers are going to be forced inside a British courtroom where no amount of frame control is going to save them. But you guys let me know what you think is going to happen to the Tates in the comments.
Ultimately, y'all get in the chat. Let me know if the Tates beat this or not. They're trying different tricks and different ways to get out of jail. They have a lawyer who's pretty aggressive. We're going to look at his clip and what he says. Shout out to Playing with Fire. This was video by him. And this one is by Black Sea Speaks. So let's see what he thinks about the whole ordeal. Ultimately, my thing is like, bruh, stop the self-snitching, man. If you're doing crime, I'm talking about Andrew Tate. If you're doing pimping, and you know what? You all can have whatever thoughts you have about it. I'm just going to keep it real. There's some women who want to be pimped. It is what it is. Most do not. But when you're doing some kind of play like that, you bragging about it and taunting the government to come after you, where do you think it's going to go? Right? This is something that Andrew Tate and a lot of men have to understand. Ego is the enemy. Your ego can get you in a lot of positions you don't want to be. Ultimately, Andrew Tate, like we talked about earlier, he's innocent until proven guilty. But bruh, you making it hard on yourself, ultimately, right? Now, could he be innocent? Absolutely, right? Here's the facts of the matter. This needs to go to trial. It needs to go to trial in front of a jury of his peers. It's just the facts of the matter. If it's not going in front of a trial, if it's being delayed and delayed, if he's allowed to fly around and go to places that don't extradite, like certain places like Bali. look at Russell Simmons, right? And by the way, let me be precise. Russell Simmons, right, is in Bali, right? Because he has a lot of bad accusations against him. Who is Russell Simmons? Russell Simmons is one of the founders of Def Jam, okay? And he decided to move to Bali, allegedly for yoga purposes, but there's rumors it's because he could have been extradited to the United States, right? So let's look at that. Let's look at this. Russell Simmons has primarily lived in Bali, Indonesia since 2017, focusing on a lifestyle, yoga, wellness, and business ventures, while facing ongoing sexual misconduct allegations and lawsuits in the United States. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody who has crazy allegations that is now living in the States. So Gabi's Bali Resort. Simmons is a founder and investor in the Gabi Bali Health and Wellness located in Kumba Village, Mass, which features holistic wellness, vegan restaurant, and fitness facilities. Daily routine, he brands himself as a yogi, author, and spiritual practitioner, frequently sharing meditation, vegan, and island life on social media. Visitor backlash. Several high-profile American celebrities and friends, including Usher, Taraji P., and others, have faced public criticism and social media backlash for visiting Simmons at his Bali compound. Accusations and denials. Simmons has repeatedly denied all allegations of sexual misconduct and assault levied against him by multiple women over the years, evading claims. So this is something that's interesting. Russell Simmons, when he started getting a lot of allegations of sexual assaults, a lot of lawsuits of misconduct, dude somehow found himself on a plane to Bali. Funny how that works, right? So he said, well, while critics and civil lawsuits allege he relocated abroad to avoid legal accountability and financial statements in the U.S., Simmons has defended himself by stating he frequently travels and is not hiding, right? On platforms like Reddit, opinions are mixed regarding family members such as daughter Aiko Lee Simmons visiting or living in Bollywood and balancing criticism of past family and ties. So this is the AI that's speaking. Ultimately, if I just think of myself, I just use my brain. Bruh, you moved there in 2017 when they started accusing you of assaulting women, dog. Bali is one of those places that has very loose extradition laws. It's not like the United States, bro. So ultimately, bro, you just look funny in the light with this whole ish, man. And for me, I think, okay, if I was a criminal, if I was Andrew Tate, I would have pulled the Russell Simmons and moved to Bali, man. I would have done that. But I believe their ego, I'm talking about the Tates, does not allow them to do that. Specifically Andrew Tate. I think Tristan's more of a follower than anything. Smash that like button as y'all walk in, man. Let's listen to this by Black.
They put a target on their back for them to get stabbed, jumped, murdered.
Now, Andrew Tate has been sitting inside a federal jail in Miami for almost 2 weeks. And according to his own lawyer, the situation inside is becoming pretty dangerous for Tate.
The allegations that they've been accused of are some of the worst allegations in the world. And in particular, those types of allegations, SA allegations, sexual assault, and anytime you involve a child, let me tell you right now, that doesn't play well for anyone politically in jail. So it's got nothing to do with their ability to defend themselves or this or that. It's got to do with the fact that they put a target on their back for them to get stabbed, jumped, murdered, whatever it is in jail, because that is how jail politics and that is how jail gangs, how the jail economy works. There's a pecking order in jail. It's very real.
So basically his lawyer, Joseph McBride, said that Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan are being harassed because of the sexual offenses and the CSAM charges against them.
So yes, something that I really wanted to mention, I really wanted to pull up is that the new allegations, the new charges from England, really pushed the fact that Andrew Tate and Tristan were trafficking or doing PDF stuff with minors, essentially, right? Let's make this perfectly clear. There was a whole Epstein list, Epstein files, and in the United States, they hadn't been prosecuted at all. I got to give the UK a lot of credit because they've been accountable, right? The biggest level of accountability this guy. Y'all get in the chat, by the way, and let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all think Andrew Tate is, guilty or not guilty, or you're on a wait and see? I'm on a wait and see approach. It is what it is. This guy, Prince Andrew, right? He was involved with Andrew Tate, and the UK were swift and ready, and they removed his royal statutes, or at least his royal status. And apparently they want to put criminal charges on him. He is the brother of the current king of the United Kingdom or the Commonwealth, right? So they have had a lot of accountability. In the United States, they have not. The problem with Andrew Tate is he bragged about his crimes, bruh. That's the big issue here.
In the statement that his lawyer made, he said that the allegations that they're facing have placed a target on their backs in jail, and he warned that they could potentially be stabbed, jumped, or murdered inside the jail. So I'll try to find some actual reports about if Andrew had been attacked in jail, but aside from the statement that his lawyer made, I couldn't really find that. But this is what his lawyer is saying. So as you guys know, Andrew and his brother Tristan were arrested by U.S. Marshals in Miami on July 18, and the arrest was connected to the British authorities wanting to extradite him and his brother. And so right now they're fighting a combined 59 charges, which includes allegations of rape, assault, trafficking for sexual exploitation, CSAM charges. We know that Andrew Tate before this was really out here saying like, hey, you guys coming.
I'm saying, man, that's a lot of charges. 50 damn 8 or 59, including child ones, bro.
Get me, right? We've seen the clips.
Tell everyone I'm a human trafficker. You think I'm not versed? You think I'm not ready? I'm a Navy SEAL in this shit.
Fucking come get me. Raid my house. Take my stuff. You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me. Arrest me.
And so I'm not sure if he thought he would be in this position eventually, but here we are now. Now, a few days ago, we also talked about that Andrew has been placed in the special housing unit, also known as the SHU. So he's basically separated from the regular inmate population, and his lawyer has described it as solitary confinement and says the placement is partially connected to the danger surrounding their case. And this is something that Andrew was actually complaining about online. But the same isolation that Tate was complaining about might actually be the very thing that's preventing other inmates from reaching him. Now, his lawyer basically...
Now, that's something interesting that Black Sea speaks about, is that Andrew Tate is in SHU, which is a segregated housing unit. So if he did have prison politics, they can't really get to him, man. They can't really get to bro because you're in a segregated. Now, do people in SHU, would they kind of get you? That's hard, but yeah, 59 charges, bro. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, I'm telling you right now, ultimately, Andrew Tate does not want to be extradited to the UK. Because the UK is going to grill. They're going to make an example out of him. It is what it is. So his only hope, like the lawyer's saying, is to get out of jail and then find a way to maybe fly to Bali. It is what it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. By the way, the Brittany Renner roasting is coming in a bit. If you want to send any kind of super chat to motivate the mandem, feel free. Go ahead. It's coming soon. Don't worry. It's coming. It's coming. We're gonna end the stream off with a bang.
Basically called the solitary confinement that Andrew was in torture. And then Andrew was mentioning a bunch of things about how the water faucet is broken, bottled water is not permitted in his section, and apparently he's been drinking warm water from a dirty shower faucet. And he says that this has caused persistent stomach problems. And then he said a bunch of other things like they don't have normal phone access, which is interesting because he's basically putting up a bunch of tweets, right? But I think that's his team. But anyway, these were the things that Andrew was claiming, and jail officials have not publicly verified.
Bro, again, man, Andrew Tate looks like a whole punk in this attire, man. I'm sorry, bro. You look like a whole bit. I'm trying not to cuss, bro. You look horrible, man. Really, with the loafers, man? With the tight-ass jeans? You're wearing a blouse, bro. This is 3 sizes too small, brother. You look like a fairy, bro. And you're allegedly this pimp?
That his water is contaminated or that it caused his stomach problems. Now, the most interesting thing about this entire thing is that the public image that Andrew has built is definitely colliding with the reality of federal detention. We know that when it comes to being behind bars, ain't no Bugattis or private jets or cigars. And
I mean, yeah, you on the bend, man. You're doing hard time. Ultimately, you're not dealing with luxury. Everything that you're saying, Andrew, or at least the lawyer, is what all jail people have to deal with.
And mansions and all that. This is jail, so it's not going to be comfortable. And yeah, definitely no Bugattis in there. And by the way, how Andrew is even able to post all these tweets, according to his lawyer, he's not the one physically posting the tweets, but the ideas are coming from him. So because his legal team are basically in communication with him every day right now, he's passing the messages through them, and they're the ones posting on social media for him. Now, for a guy like Andrew Tate, it is really important to control the narrative about himself. And because social media is the place that he blew up and gained all this popularity, the driving force behind his name and maintaining his fan base is his social media presence. And that's, of course, a big reason why we're seeing all these updates from him. Now, another thing that's been going on is this, and this is pretty funny, honestly. So there's apparently a bunch of Andrew Tate fans who are traveling from different parts of the world all the way to Miami to support him. And the most viral one is from this guy right here. I came across this clip on social media, and this dude right here actually said that he spent $50,000 just to travel from Dubai all the way to Miami to advocate for Andrew Tate. Listen to what he said.
And I've spent $50,000 on a trip from Dubai to Miami just to...
See, this is the problem, man. I respect you trying to support the mandem, but you look like a whole bitch, man. I'm sorry. You can be a fan, but then this is doing too much.
Make
bro.
this very...
For another grown man?
Video. I'm not a judge, and I haven't seen the evidence. But guess what? Neither has any single one of you, including all of the haters. The UK government is throwing countless allegations with "trust me, bro" type of wording, and is not releasing any tangible proof of any of it.
And Andrew Tate, in support of people like this, he put up this tweet that said,
"Thank you, grown man. Thank you. You're a grown man. And you flew all the way from Dubai to just be around the trial, nigga? What? What we doing, man? Like, we used to go to war. As men, we used to go to war and kill each other. And now we're going to trials for a next man. Huh? Let's get back to the content, bro.
For the people holding signs outside the jail, it's very high up here, and the smaller signs are hard to read. But I can feel every word. Thank you. But the funniest part is, the community notes tab on Twitter said the following: there was only one person outside the jail today with a sign. So apparently it's...
That's pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny. It goes to show you, man, that internet cloud is different. Let me tell you something, man. Ultimately, at the end of the day, internet cloud does not replace or replicate real life influence or real life things that's going on.
Not as many people as I thought, but aside from that, there's even fans outside the jail doing push-ups for Andrew Tate.
I know Andrew's proud. Good squeeze, good karma, power level right there. Yes, sir. You see that? That's what Andrew wants.
These are
us to
grown
do.
men, by the way.
Brotherhood, take care of your body, take care of your family. It's nothing to get locked up about.
And then there's also this video right here that a few fans recorded from outside the detention center, where you can actually see Andrew.
Now, look. Let me be real. Andrew Tate actually says a lot of great positive things that men can take away and overstand and understand and actually be greater men and like actually improve yourself as a human being. But brother, you can't be the type of man who's doing push-ups outside of his jail cell. You can't be the type of man who's taking videos of this man outside of his jail cell and be respected. Let me give you a perspective. Do you think Andrew Tate would do that for somebody else? Let me repeat what I just said. Do y'all think Andrew Tate would do what you guys just did? I'm going to rewind back to these weirdo males who were doing this for Andrew Tate. Do you think he would do that for any other man? Let's just think. Let's rewind. Let's talk about it.
Yes, sir. You see that? That's what Andrew wants us to do. Brotherhood, take care of your body, take care of your family. It's nothing to get locked up about.
And then there's also this video right here that a few fans recorded from outside the detention center.
Let me repeat again what I just said earlier. Would Andrew Tate do that for y'all? Would he? Would he? Let me spoil it for you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what Andrew Tate would do? I know him. I kind of have a feeling he would roast you. The same issue you're doing for him, he would actually make fun of you for doing it. Yeah. They're talking like cult members, dog. 100% agree. Yes. And this is what Master Tate wants to thank you. Bingo. Look, what Andrew Tate has mastered at doing, which is actually, it's diabolical. It's very smart. It's very genius. And I'm going to give him that credit. It's very genius. You know how you can pimp women, right? Like manipulate women to do your bidding in order to make money off of them. You can do that, right? What Andrew Tate did, and it's very genius, he manipulated now men. You know why? Because he was texting men pretending to be a woman, and he found out ways to manipulate men, right? That's why he has dudes specifically out here waiting for him, doing push-ups in front of his ting for him. Like tings.
Where you can actually...
Now, is it smart? Yes. Is it diabolical? Yes, because he knows how to speak to men. Not only is he a man, but he's also able to pinpoint the ways he can make men do things for him. Manipulation.
See Andrew peeking his head through one of the windows.
He's doing a keto. No.
That is Andrew Tate right there. He's watching us record this video, and nobody's going to offer this perspective that we're going to offer. And Andrew Tate's the only one that's going to understand it, and he's going to take our advice, and he will fly us out and have a meeting and a podcast with us. Mark my...
So yeah, the funniest part here is that some reports are saying that a lot of people were coming out here from different parts of the world to support Andrew, but apparently there was really only one visible supporter. And I don't know if it was the guy who spent $50,000, but yeah, that man that we just talked about, he spent $50,000 to travel from Dubai to Miami. Pretty crazy, right? That's a lot of money. And then we have dudes doing push-ups and shit. Personally, I don't think it's that serious, but I guess that's one way to support, right? While Tate's supporters are doing push-ups and shit outside, his lawyer actually spoke about a few other things as far as some of the threats that he's facing in jail. So apparently Andrew and his brother have been harassed by other inmates, and his lawyer was saying that when prisoners walk past their cells, they call the brothers a word beginning with P. I'm sure you know what that word is, right? And so these allegations that Andrew and his brother are facing have obviously placed a target on both of their backs. And that's kind of the thing too. I want to hit on this a little bit more because in the outside world, Andrew Tate is a former kickboxer. He is the millionaire guy, the so-called top G, and one of the most recognizable faces, at least on the men's side. But of course, behind bars, none of that stuff, of course, holds any weight. So of course, the status that you have on the outside world doesn't necessarily protect you. And in a lot of cases, fame can make you a bigger target because everybody already knows who you are and what you've been accused of. And also, you got some level of money. That's what Andrew Tate talks a lot about. He talks about the Bugattis and the mansions, right? And that's how a lot of successful people behind bars.
Now, this is another way Andrew Tate could get away is that he has a lot of money. Let me tell you something about life, man. We're in a capitalist world, man. Capitalist societies. Could he get a lawyer that could end his extradition notice? Yes. Could he get a lawyer that could pay Marco Rubio under the table to deny the extradition request? Yes. And that is his biggest, I would say, chess play. Now, what he would have to do, which is going to be hard, is shut his goddamn mouth and not put more heat on him. But the paradoxical issue here is that Andrew Tate makes money with his mouth, right? So you're trying to take away his money maker, at the same time preserve his freedom. Let's see.
Actually get.
Y'all get in the chat. Let us know. Do you guys think he's gonna get extradited to the UK or no? Let me know in the chat.
Extorted. So it doesn't help that the money aspect of things and the success aspect of things is something that he's always put at the forefront. And that's the thing about Andrew Tate. He's built this audience around physical strength, male dominance, emotional control, wealth and independence, never presenting yourself as a victim, surviving pressure, rejecting weakness, the belief that powerful men are always targeted by the so-called matrix. And now he's in a situation where other men actually control his daily routine. And when you are in the legal system in this manner, you are, of course, at the mercy of whatever they decide. And I think for a guy like Andrew, who's built a polar opposite image of the situation that he's in, as far as the control aspect, or lack of control, I should say, it definitely has to sting. And that's also another aspect of it, which is Andrew.
Now that's a really good analysis that Black Sea is saying is that he brought his clout, or at least his come up. I'm talking about Andrew Tate here, by fighting against the matrix and saying that he's an outsider. When now he's in a jail cell in a shoe environment where he is essentially, literally branded as an insider. He's an inmate. Where he preached about freedom, he preached about autonomy, he preached about being somebody outside of the matrix when he's in the biggest matrix possible, which is a jail cell. That's the biggest matrix possible, is a jail cell. And I personally believe, had he not bragged about it, had he not spoken about it, he would be okay. Let me give you some further analysis, man. If you see on this screen right here, right, there's somebody who did everything that Andrew Tate talks about to a certain degree. It's this guy. Look at the screen. So this man is called Gorgeous Dre. No Diddy. He is a former pimp, right? And he's somebody who was part of a documentary called Pimps Up, Hoes Down, right? And put up Pimps Up, Hoes Down, right? Let me see this. This is what Master Tate wants to do. Oh, okay, I already saw that already. Anyways, I don't think, actually, my bad. He was not part of Pimps Up, Hoes Down. He was part of American Pimp, which was a movie that came out in the 1990s that explored the pimp subculture within the United States of America, right? And it starts with Gorgeous Dre out there talking about the pimping, right? Bragging, talking all his ish. And it ends with Gorgeous Dre in a jail cell for pimping charges, right? What happened to Gorgeous Dre? Gorgeous Dre, Dre himself, essentially came out of jail, renounced the pimp game, and got entrepreneurial. And now he's more so of a motivational speaker and somebody who even got hired for Seattle to work on their task force attacking or understanding street elements. So in other words, the best way I want to describe this is a former pimp who went to jail, got out of jail, and then became some kind of motivational speaker or assistant towards the police. But keep in mind, at the start of this documentary, American Pimp, he was talking his ish, and it ended with him in jail. It ended with him in jail. Now he was able to come back and change himself or maybe evolve himself to a certain degree. But unfortunately, Andrew Tate is falling for one of the things that happens to a lot of these individuals who essentially fall in love with the image. They lose who they are. And because you fall in love with the image and what you're showing to society, you at that point crash out. You crash out. You lose the character within the act, right? You lose the character within the act. Gorgeous Dre, in that documentary, he was popping it so hard that he got himself in trouble. He got himself jammed up. Andrew Tate was popping it so hard about being this pimp and doing all this kind of greasy, getting all these shorties and doing all these things. He was popping it. His ego got in the way, and his ego, in my mind, got him arrested. Can he come back? Yes, he can. Easily can. He's going to have to spend a lot of money, though. And then he's going to do something that he hasn't done before, which is shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. But that's not his nature. And that's not how he gets his money. So he might crash out, period. Let's go.
Famous for telling millions of young men that nobody's coming to save them. And now he has all these lawyers and all these supporters and all these social media pages asking the government to protect him. So there's, of course, a level of irony in that. I think overall, this is not really going to be a situation that Andrew's going to be able to just get out of.
That's a great point. He talks about resilience. Well, in life, you can be resilient, but you do need people to a certain degree. Let's be real. If the allegations are right, he needed women to get rich. he needed the bitch to get rich. It is what it is. That's the fact about the pimping. You need the bitch to get rich. I mean, unless you're selling your own box, which is no Diddy, you're not doing that. But you need the bitch to get rich, and that's the fact of the matter. So sometimes his message is contradictory, bro. Great point by Black Sea. Let's get it back. Let's run it back. Smash that like button, guys. Smash that like button. Best way to support. Another way to support, don't be afraid to just send that super chat. Smash that like button. We almost done here. We're almost done here. Let's go, gang.
That he's in, as far as the control aspect, or lack of control, I should say, it definitely has to sting. And that's also another aspect of it, which is Andrew is famous for telling millions of young men that nobody's coming to save them. And now he has all these lawyers and all these supporters and all these social media pages asking the government to protect him. So there's, of course, a level of irony in that. I think overall, this is not really going to be a situation that Andrew's going to be able to just get out of. Due to the severity of these charges, I believe that this is going to follow him. I, of course, don't know for how long, but I will say I don't feel like he's going to get out of this one scot-free. Now, based on his lawyer's statements, Andrew is reportedly being threatened in jail. His attorney says the risk of being jumped, stabbed, or murdered is real enough that the brothers have targets on their backs. I guess the next major question is whether the judge releases the brothers on bail in August or leaves them inside the jail while the UK completes the extradition request. Will they get extradited? I believe they probably will, but I guess we'll see what happens. I'm curious what you guys think about this story.
Well, I'll give you quickly what I think, Black Sea. I think that the judge will let them be out on bail in August, and I think they're going to block that extradition notice. I think they will. I think they will. I think they're so entrenched in Miami culture and politics. Marco Rubio, who, like you said earlier, has the main decision on extradition, he will not extradite them. He will not extradite them. That's what I personally believe. Y'all get in the chat. Let me know y'all thoughts. And talking about thoughts, talking about the pimping, talking about thoughts. We talking about the queen of thoughts, the queen of thoughtery, all that and above. Y'all get in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about Andrew Tate in this situation. But we gotta talk about Brittany Renner. Gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Oh. Who is Brittany Renner? Let's go. Let's see what her Wikipedia says. See what her Wikipedia says. Right? I think that would be useful because there's a lot that we can get into. There's a lot that we can get into. Well, let's see what the Wikipedia says. Right? Right. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Actually, you know what? First, why don't we go to DJ Academics and what he thinks, right? Who is Brittany Renner really? Well, Brittany Renner is an American social media influencer, all right? Fitness model, reality TV star, best known for her large online following. Now, that's a kind and respectful way of saying she's a thought. She's a TOHT. She's a thought team. Ultimately, right? She's a 34-year-old thought from Mississippi. Now, this could be a Nolan Wells connection because they're from the same block, really. And she's a woman who got famous off building an Instagram by showing off her body, showing off her cheeks, showing off her face, and dating a very, very rich, influential man. She released a memoir called tell-all memoir called Judge Discover about the multiple men in the industry that she dealt with, right? Really, what she is, you know what I'm saying? She's the modern day superhead, right? Who is superhead? Superhead is Corinne Steffens. If y'all don't know who Corinne Steffens is, here she is. Corinne Steffens is a model, video vixen who wrote a tell-all book talking about her misadventure. She's basically an OG thought. Oh my God, man. Did this nigga God damn. Shout out to the homie Sleepy Euphoria, man. Why you gotta do me like this, bro? I guess I gotta do a little some before I go in, no? Okay, so like I said with my narrative before I go in. So Corinne Steffens wrote this infamous book novel called Confessions of a Video Vixen, right? She was a video vixen. Here's the crazy part. I think that Brittany Renner doesn't even have the chops to say that she was a video vixen. Brittany Renner was never a video vixen. Brittany Renner was always just a girlfriend towards athletes and rappers. She put herself in that environment. Why did she do that? She did that because she understood the assignment. What was the assignment? The assignment was being a thought. By the way, big shouts out to my boy Sleepy Euphoria. I got to give you some kind of some kind of love for that, man. You know what I mean? We showed you some love. Again, Corinne Steffens did this in the early 2000s. And the 2024 remix, or maybe the 2026 remix right now, is this woman right here. She's right here. Let me blow it up. Again, shot of apple juice, courtesy of the homie. Appreciate you, bro. Let's go. Ooh. Goddamn. By the way, I got this as a souvenir from Cancun last year. So apple juice, by the way. Apple juice, by the way. Shout out to the Brody. Shout out to the man them. So Brittany Renner, what she did that makes this very interesting, this narrative interesting, is that she got pregnant by this athlete called PJ Washington. PJ Washington is, at that point, he was a college basketball player that became a professional basketball player. There's I think a 5 or 6 year age difference between them. She's way older than him, and she's known for showing off her assets, her face, in order to gain notoriety. Now, the thing that she's also known for is being a fucking lunatic, being effing crazy, nuts, out of this world, absolutely ridiculous. But because she has good looks and she's attractive, a lot of these athletes and these dumb ninjas, they let her get a pass, right? To the point where she was able to cosplay as a Muslim for 2 years and then cosplay as a Christian for 6 months. And now she's going to her original form as a thought. She's going back to being a thought. Let me tell you something, man. This is something for all the fellas, all the guys out there. You cannot change anybody. You can give influence, you can give ideas, you can talk to them. You can't change anybody, bro. People are who they are, dog. You can maybe give a suggestion, you can maybe give an idea, but an MFer is who they are thoroughly. You can't change them. They have to change themselves. Ultimately, she's a thought, and she's not going to change by that. Let's go listen to this. The academics beef happened thoroughly and softly, but it rose. And ultimately, it's about academic calling her out as, take a guess, Brittany Renner decided to become a streamer, a kick streamer. By the way, I might go on Kick soon, so shout out to that. She became a kick streamer, and she's been crashing out on her streams. So academics called it out. He called it out. Let's see what he's saying now. Smash the like button. This came out about a few days ago. Fair use doesn't belong to me. It belongs to academics. And if
for hours on end. We already got the majority of that out, but we'll react to you reacting or looking a little bit like you're spiraling. Anyway, have you guys seen this? Now, Brittany Renner, and this was hilarious, chat. So after the entire internet literally told Brittany Renner that she was aging like milk. They said, yo, every time I see a video of her, she ages 5 years. People are like, damn, Facetune is a motherfucker. Damn. What about all them Snapchat filters? Can't save you on live stream. I got to give Brittany Renner some credit. She scheduled an emergency maintenance day. Okay. No more in the hot Kia, right? I was trying to tell her to crack a window. Like I was gonna do a wellness check on her, be like, yo, I think the windows are up. You know when like the moms leave the kids in a car and like you see they have to break the car open again. Go check on Brittany Renner. Anyway, she's scheduled an emergency maintenance day, and I do have to say to Brittany, I'm gonna give you a little secret about this live streaming game. A lot.
So this is the facts of what's going on is that Brittany Renner had talked crazy-ish about DJ Academics. Crazy, trash, bad talk. And now he's responding to it.
A lot of this is, not saying performative art, but it is, it's kind of show business. Don't be this reactive, okay? As soon as they call you chopped, you're in the goddamn salon. Yes. You know what that tells people? They're under your skin. You get what I'm saying? Trust me, I was on this goddamn camera for 15 years, and they call me fat every day. I lost weight when I want to lose weight. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So just let you know that, but I'm not mad at the scheduled, even though we know it's an emergency maintenance day. Anyway, she was on here, and even though she got the picture from the majority of the audience saying, hey, listen, you're looking a little rough, bags under the eyes, what's up with the hair, what's good? That may have cured that problem, but her delusions still persist. Now, I'm not going to play through the whole thing, but I did want to give her some credit. You know what I mean? She's getting glammed up. You know, I'm glad. You know, when I see her smile, I want to smile. Okay. Yeah, look. See? Right? Okay, look. From this, yeah. Look, you know, good.
Getting closer.
Now, I do want to play a few things. First and foremost, Brittany thinks she's like some type of magician. She's trying to convince us that she's aging like fine wine, that she's getting better with time. And the older she gets, again, there's nothing wrong with aging. Everyone does it. But she's trying to convince us as time goes on, her beauty also increases. I just want to play her own words. It's nothing really for me to talk about. We just have to highlight that Brittany might not be well. Okay? Brittany might not be well. Check this out.
Let's pause that right quick. Ultimately, the campaign that DJ Academic has been on is that, yo, Brittany Renner is bugging out. Brittany Renner is wilding out. Brittany Renner is not where she's supposed to be because she is wilding. She's wilding and she's washed. So she's having a last-ditch attempt. Keep in mind, Brittany Renner at this moment, she moved back to Mississippi because she has no money. She makes her money through men, like Kevin Gates. She makes her money through men, like this other guy, Director X or something like that. She makes her money through men like PJ Washington. When she does not have a man attached to her, she is broke as a joke. Let's go. Let's go, gang. We struggle streaming already. It is what it is. You just gotta
just check this out. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, she also talked about Daphne Joy. We'll talk about it in a second. All right. Here is she now after her day of glam. And can I find it? Maybe. Okay, here we go. Okay, we'll play this too, but let's get to the other shit. Damn, where is that? Okay. Could I find it? Okay, maybe I can find it. Oh, I have the link right here.
So let me make this again perfectly clear. I'm just going to keep it a stack. I'm going to blow myself up. F it. I'm going to blow myself up. Look, y'all, I just got to keep it a stack. A woman like this, respectfully, you can only clap. You know what? Let me be realistic. You can only clap once. And when I say clap once, I'm just going to keep it a stack. I'm talking about you can only have sex with her once. Why? Because she is the epitome of a succubus, right? Now, you're talking about ancient literature. You're talking about borderline Greek, Roman, Shakespearean. You can even say biblical, right? Right? Jezebel. This is a Jezebel, y'all. This is, when we say thought, she belongs to the street, she belongs to the highway. This is what she is, y'all. And look, bro, I'm not trying to come here and pretend and do a mockery and lie that I've not dealt with women from the highway. I've dealt with a lot of women from the highway. I've dealt with a lot of Brittany Renners, man. Maybe more than most men should. But let me tell y'all something. I'm just going to tell you the facts. The ass is fat, it's juicy, it's amazing. But you know what it comes with? You know what it comes with? It comes with child support. It comes with stress. It comes with nonsense. It comes with attitude. It comes with disrespect. It comes with evilness, vindictiveness, jealousy. It comes with every evil that a woman can put on your life. It comes with that ass. I'm telling you right now, there's some of these men right here who regret entering her. Let me tell you something. I'm just going to keep it a stack. I know PJ regrets entering her. You get what I'm saying? Just because it looks good doesn't mean it is good. I'm going to put on my shades because I'm feeling myself. Ultimately, I'm going to make this perfectly clear. These women the Bible talks about, bro. These are women that the Bible talk. In other words, you know the men that wrote the Bible, because it's literally mostly men, or almost 90% men. The men that wrote the Bible, they warned you about women like this, bruh. There's men in the freaking Bible, you gang. There's men in the Bible, gang, that told you do not deal with shorties like this, man. They said do not deal with Jezebel spirited women like this. They were warning you, man. And you know what? Us as men, we get in our ego like, I can tame that bitch. No, you cannot. You just have to maybe smash or make out with her one time and then move on with your life. Because you know what? You deal with her further, your life is going to be mush up. Your life is fucked. It is what it is. And I want to use better language. I want to be better speaking. But guys, she has ruined many men. And you have to have a level of wisdom and understanding and say, I'm not going to let this woman ruin me, man. And she has ruined many men. And she's caused stress on many men. And we ain't talking no 50 Cent shit. Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes, so again I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. But niggas want to take my life. No, it's not niggas trying to take your life away. The bitch is trying to take your life away. So you have to be smart, man. She looked good. She looked sexy. She looked pretty. But let me tell you something. She might take your whole life away. And let's expand on that. Let's expand on that. Let's expand on that better. Because look, she might take your life away, fellas. Just be smart. Be smart, be intelligent, man. And don't fall for the nonsense. Let's go, gang.
I'm an idiot. Thank you. All right. It's Brittany Renner in her own words. We're going to take a light on her today, chat. We're going to take a light on her today, but we just got to keep pointing out the delusion.
The year I get older, I feel sexier. And I think also, too, it's important to know.
Hold on. I usually watch myself on TikTok, and I love when y'all add the sound effects. So I'm going to have to try to do it in real time. Where is it? Oh, right here.
Every year I get older, I feel sexier. And I think also, too, it's important to note that there's a difference. Like, novelty doesn't last. There's always going to be a 20-year-old. That 20-year-old's going to be 30. The 30-year-old's going to be 40, and so on, right? So for me, I find that, like, with experience, people become more magnetic. And that's the direction that I'm going. The people that I wish to attract in my life are not going to be holding on to what I looked like at 20.
It's cap. That's cap. The men you're trying to attract are athletes, rappers, and individuals who are young billionaires and rich people. They're going to be attracted to your physical look more than your mental.
Me too. Beauty, it opens the door, but substance keeps them in the room. Every year.
There's one way that Brittany Renner can do that. If she wants men of substance, she has to be in an environment of substance. She can't do that. Let's go ahead.
I agree with her. But her own definition is the indictment of why she lost.
Exactly. If she was around men who valued her intelligence, or who, if she was more, if she didn't advertise her body as much and advertise her mental, she would attract that type of man. But she's not.
Her beauty opened the door. We played the clip where she said, hey, I slept with 11 athletes, 10 rappers. Hold on. Do I got to find that clip again, chat? I got to find that clip again, right? I accidentally stumbled into that clip.
Yeah, academics is about to cook her. It's crazy.
Let me just find it real quick, because we have to side by side this type of stuff. Because she's 100% right. Beauty opens the door. she had access to every guy and any guy she wanted. She says substance kept her. No one has kept her. So maybe
nobody's planning to keep her because they know that she's a rental, bro. See, when you're dealing with a rental unit, you are not so concerned about the issues that happened. So let me give you an example of a woman who played her position and played her position towards millions. It's going to sound controversial. I don't care. Cassie Ventura. Cassie Ventura obviously wanted to be rich and famous. She wanted to make money. She had the similar ambitions as Brittany Renner. But guess what? Cassie Ventura lapped Brittany Renner. You know why? Because she became everything that he wanted. So much so that she lost herself. Let's be real. And he took advantage and abused her. Let's just keep it a stack. So what happened was Brittany Renner wants to be in a situation like this. That's what she wants. I'm talking about Brittany Renner. But Cassie was able to achieve this because she was subservient to him. Right? Now, did that come with a lot of loss, with a lot of pain, with a lot of beatings, with a lot of abuse? Absolutely. But throughout their damn near 15, 20-year partnership, she was cool with it. The problem, again, with a bitch like Brittany Renner, she does not want to be subservient under a man's program for a long amount of time. She'll be there for a little bit. She'll be hijabi for a little bit, for a few years. She'll be a fake basketball wife for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She'll be a fake Christian, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit, but she won't really lock in. This woman locked in for good or for worse. Let's get to the bullshit. Let's get to it. Let's get to it then. Come on now.
Maybe the self-accountability there is that the lack of substance has allowed all these different men that got her into the door with them to just keep moving on. Let me see if I can find that clip. Where's that clip? I need that clip, chat. Where is that clip? Hold up. I'm going to find that bit. I'm going to find that. Nah, let's get to it. Is it this? No, that ain't it. Wait, no, I think it is. Is it this, chat?
The Brittany Renner list is crazier than you think.
Is it the Brittany Renner list? Oh, yeah. Here, this chat.
See, this is the crazy part. You put a video out like this, you're not trying to really get wife like that. You're trying to get a different type of energy.
Here it is.
Playing with my in my experience, the worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of
24 men breaking it down.
why it matters. But 24, 11 athletes.
I'm just gonna give the ladies some game, or at least some advice. Some ladies some advice. If you want to get a man, be a little more mysterious. Be a little more coy, right? Reason I say that is because when you're putting all your business on Front Street, it's slightly unattractive. Like even me as a man, I will never put all my business on Front Street, right? You got to put it on low key. You got to be smart about it, right? When Brittany Renner released this video a few years ago, you could say it's because she's young and not smart. But I think she released this video when she was like 24, 25. You got to know better, right? And if she don't know better, that means that she's stupid. And I'm not closing that fact. There's a chance that she's very dumb. Ultimately, this kind of tanked her out of a certain ranking. That's why I want to personally cuss less in my streams or have better verbiage, because it removes me out of certain levels. See, the actions you do, they matter. There's some streams, some posts That I paywall, bro. You have to pay to see them. You know why? Because it made me look horrible. I'm not in the best light that I prefer. When Brittany Renner put this out, she X herself out of a whole demographic. It's the facts of life.
You see how pompous she was saying that? 11 athletes. There's a lot of whores that I know that love fucking athletes with nothing to show for it.
Woo! 5 entertainers. Woo! 8 regular guys. Woo! I've only 3 regular guys since I've been Instagram famous because
She said it like, yo, I only fucked 3 regular guys since I've been famous, but I'm racking it up with the athletes and the entertainers. So I'm with her. Her beauty got her in the door. Her lack of substance, you know, accountability is the hardest thing to do, right? Like, you know, she's going to blame these guys or whatever the case is, but the accountability is really lacking here. Again, I don't want to really just completely dogpile on her. I think we've done like 2 days of that. It's okay. But I do want to point out to her, Brittany Renner, stop the delusion. You need to enter your cougar era in style, okay? There's nothing wrong with, listen, you could be a bad 34-year-old. You could be a bad mama with a kid. It is all good. Beauty could exist in a lot of forms. It's just that the particular beauty and the particular competitive beauty that you seem to care about for over years was about youth and was about looking the best compared to the other women that were kind of within the sphere or the field of like whatever entertainment you were in. Again, you could see mature now, but you used to be bragging about the athletes that you fucked. Like this was your bragging point. We gotta keep you there, right? I know you want to be like, you know what? It's about her substance. When you was in this goddamn car and it wasn't that hot yet, before the temperature hit 100 degrees, and you could think clearly, and you were 26. What you were bragging about was not about your substance. You were saying you fucked 10 athletes, this, that, and the third. We got to keep it honest.
I want to know my body count. I don't know why in like 2018 that's any of your business or why it matters. But 24, 11 athletes. Woo! 5 entertainers.
There we go. Anyway. 2 other clips to kind of react to. I also saw her, I think Academics TV posted it. Let's go check that out. She talked about Daphne Joy, and you know, had to pull up.
Yo, let me just talk about this for a quick second. She's bragging about the men that she was with because she's having a low-key manic episode, or she's a person who don't give a fuck and she's burning her bridges. Let me tell you something. If you're a woman who has any kind of game or understanding or social aptitude, you will not say that. Why? Because you are removing away the clients in the future. She does not have that type of game. She does not have that type of guidance. She's a woman who's lost, looking to be found. It is what it is. Let's go.
Why it matters. But 24, 11 athletes. Woo! 5 entertainers.
I think she's being honest here. That's the shocking part. She's not lying.
There we go. Anyway, 2 other clips.
Here's the crazy part. Within this whole she could have Gigi Academics as a client, but she has no game. And I'm gonna show you a woman who has game. I'll get to that.
To kind of react to, I also saw her, I think Academics TV posted it. Let's go check that out. She talked about Daphne Joy, and you know, had to pull up. Yo, what Drake said, I had to pull up with a mask and a cape. You feel what I'm saying? I had to pull up with a. No, I'm playing, but anyway.
Guys just want to send me money. Guys just want to send me money. I'm a little damsel. Just a Mississippi girl. Gosh, you want to help? I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Brittany, I hate to tell you this, and you ain't gonna like this. You could learn a thing or two from Daphne Joy. Now, I'm not saying Daphne Joy is better than you. Okay? Daphne Joy is clearly now like leaned into her past. She's had a promiscuous past as well. Let's be honest, okay? We're not trying to say none of y'all are angels. Here's the difference, though. I think she's having a lot of success in this portion of her life after she was just on a criminal trial testifying against Diddy. And it's because she's not doing what you're doing. She's not up there being the bitter baby mama, complaining about this guy and that guy who did her wrong.
Thank you. It's all about optics. Ultimately, let me show you this. Daphne Joy, she is in the same category as a Brittany Renner. This is Daphne Joy, right? Baby mama to 50 Cent, Filipino. She's a thotty, right? She's a thought. It's okay. She's a whore. We love the whores. We have no problem with the whores. We love the thoughts. We don't love them like that, but we love them to a certain degree. Brittany Renner could have been that, but she can't because she, again, she's a bad whore. Not only is she a bad whore, she's an arrogant woman. On top of being an arrogant woman, she's a nasty-minded bitch. You don't want that type of bitch in your corner? It's just the facts. Oh, shout out to Sleepy. Shout out to Sleepy Euphoria, man. God damn. I guess we got to do one more for the gang, no? You know what? Before I go in to take this apple juice, but yo, she is a nasty, decrepit bitch, man. I'm sorry, man. She's a nasty, decrepit bitch. And you know what? I'm trying to say this. I'm gonna remove the cuss words when I'm editing. I'm gonna do it, whatever I have to do, what I have to do. This woman, because of her attitude, because of her speech, because of how she is, she now has become disgusting to me. What am I talking about? When you have a woman that's so gross in her attitude, so gross in her mannerisms, she's hopping from D to D. She's doing left, right, and the third, this, that, and the third. She's disrespectful. We cannot rock with that dumbass bitch. We cannot rock with her. We cannot rock with her. You know what? We can't rock with that dumbass B. Shout out to my bro. Shout out to the homie, man. I gotta have a look at Apple Juice. We're gonna listen to little DJ Academics. The Apple Juice is coming. Do not worry about it. Shout out to the broski. Shout out to the broski. We got about less than 10 minutes left in this ish. Guess we gotta make it count, no? Gangway, the right way, the right way, the right way, the only way, the righteous way. Yeah? Yeah, let's go.
She's taking whatever lemons that life handed her and she's turning into lemonade. She's taking whatever perception and she's trying to capitalize off of it. She's not like you in a hot car, mad that PJ Washington is buying his chicks Birkins, but he won't buy you, you won't buy a JanSport book bag for your son. She's not doing that. She took lemons, she's making lemonade. That's just what it is. And I'll give you a little bit of this too, because I've noticed this. This is why I believe Kevin Gates had you in that garb. Another thing I think a lot of women could take from Daphne Joy is just watch how the internet, which I still think there's a perception of Daphne Joy being promiscuous.
You know what? We can talk about Daphne Joy being promiscuous. We just got to talk about our boy Sleepy Euphoria showing us love throughout the thing as a real nigga, as a real one with that 99. Let me tell you something. The homie willing to send 99, that's better than a lot of the people the haters willing to do. Thank you so much. I take this ish to the top. Y'all already know who going down. Apple Juice, gang, gang. Let's go. Shout out Sleepy Euphoria. Shout out to the gangway. Shout out to everybody showing love. You know what time it is. Let's go.
A whore. But there's subtle things that was able to get her over the hump and people starting to like her. Whether it was the perceived submissiveness, whether it was how she spoke or communicated. A lot of the things that when you look at Brittany Renner today, even though I think she kind of identifies with the new modern feminist, it just doesn't kind of jive well with how the internet perceives her. And I want to make sure she understands that, because when I said she's reactive, I get it. She's new to streaming. She's reactive because this is the first time she's probably realizing on every blog they're cooking her. Every blog. They're cooking her on every blog. And I just want to give her a little bit of some tips. And if she was to compare herself to Daphne Joy, which, by the way, Daphne Joy also has a child and is also over the age of 34, she carries it much different. Okay? Being in a hot car on the gram. And maybe she was in a hot car at some point after this Diddy trial. But you know what she did? She found Big Act. You know, I'm playing. But that's the point I'm trying to say. There's similarities here.
No. You're not lying about the last thing you said. No. It was not lying about the last thing you said. Because ultimately, right, Daphne Joy, which was very smart, was she localized on a simp. She localized on a simp whose name is DJ Academics. She found ways to charm him, to finesse him out of money, meaning he wanted to spend his money. He was already ready. He was cash ready, as some of the women would say, deposit ready, everything in there in between. And Academics was cash ready. You dig what I'm saying? So when he said that she found, she said, talking about Daphne Joy, she found somebody who's cash ready. Yes, she did. So what she did, I'm talking about Daphne Joy, was she understood the game and played according to it. Brittany Renner does not, because she's, again, stupid. I could use other words to say, but I'm not going to say it. She's stupid, right? She has no leadership. Would I be surprised if Daphne Joy had a pimp? No, because Daphne Joy does not have that level of understanding of male psychology. She had a pimp. And here's the irony. Here's the irony of this whole thing. Her baby daddy had one of the best pimp-based songs, and I'm going to play it right now. In other words, Daphne Joy looked and realized this is the trick. She identified the trick, meaning you got to identify the mark, right? The mark is the individual who's going to do things that are not supposed to be done. And then she was able to make money off the mark. Now, look, did the mark make money? When I'm talking about the mark make money, I'm talking about did DJ Academics make money? There's a high chance that Academics made more money doing content with Daphne Joy than Daphne Joy made money off him. In other words, Academics probably made more money from Spotify, from YouTube, from all these other things than she made off him. Ultimately, she made money off him. Here's the real thing. Fair exchange is not robbery. If this is a business transaction, then nobody loses. Ultimately, this is capitalism. This is capitalism. Everybody is winning. That's what I look at it. See, if everybody's winning, everybody is winning. You dig what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Let's talk about it. Her baby daddy is also winning because he's also getting some money. You see, this is how much I rock with y'all, because I'm gonna get demonetized, I'm getting murked, but I'm still doing the shit because I fucks with y'all. Let's finish off the stream, man. Let's finish off the stream. I appreciate every single person who came through right now and enjoyed the stream. Again, the full Uncensored stream will be on Patreon. You know what time it is. Like I said, and I said it earlier, we're gonna finish off the stream the right way. Let's go, gang. Let's go, gang.
But I think Brittany's own pride and ego just can't allow her to, fold up into something that could help her. I'll just say that. All right. And then the last thing, which was, I think this was her shitting on everybody, or shitting on, she was shitting on, I think, trying to shit on me and Myron and whoever else. Here we go. I seen it on, I think, Spiritual Word. Brittany Renner has cracked the code of why we're all jealous of her. Okay? Brittany Renner has now revealed that
we're going to pure retarded mode, and I'm censoring myself for a reason.
The reason the likes of me, I don't know, anyone else online who has either issued a criticism or have had this dialogue with her. Hold on. Why can't I find these clips? Jesus Christ, sorry. Okay. By the way, chat, remember Brittany Renner was the first one who did the NIL method, except I don't think NIL exists.
No, she was not the first. There were many women who did that before her. So this is the issue with DJ Ackerman's being aggrieved. There's this woman called Joy Chavez, right? Let's look at her. Sexy, fine shit, right? She has had multiple baby daddies who are famous and rich. Let's finish this shit.
She showed up to this nigga college games. You know what I mean? She got this nigga early. Wait, why can't I? Oh, here we go. Is it this? Yes, this is it right here. So Brittany Renner is saying this why they really mad. Check this out.
This is really why they're still mad, y'all. Your best bitch on her best motherfucking day is not fucking with me. At 34, bitch, at any age.
Brittany, stop shaking that ass before. Listen, this is like seeing a nice ass car in the showroom. Brittany, before you do all that shaking, jiggling, and gyrating, I need to know.
I'm just gonna say this preamble before him. Yeah, that ass is looking nice, but we can catch that anywhere. Let's go.
Oh, the odometer reading on that goddamn.
Even in my side of the city.
Damn ass, okay? Because trust me, I've seen many of cars in a goddamn dealership, and it's a lemon. Let's look beneath the goddamn engine. I ain't gonna lie, it do look good. It look tantalizing.
You gotta look behind the hood. Again, like I said, behind the hood. You might find something you might not want to see with her history and her dealing with her former baby daddies. It is what it is. So.
But I just want to check the odometer on it. 187,000 miles. What the fuck? What the fuck? Hold on now. Hold on now.
On her best motherfucking day is not fucking with me. At 34, bitch, at any age.
You know I love Brittany because she'll try to prove her point, but just prove ours. Brittany, that ass, which I ain't gonna lie, I like the fact that you have a nice natural ass, but it's the reason why the next nigga and the next nigga afterwards and the last three niggas had to lie to your delusional ass that he could get up in there. You get what I'm saying? You're right. After seeing that, yo, Kevin Gates, I see why he turned to Muslim. I get it. Yo, the other nigga, I see what. Yo, I'll tell you any type of lie to get up in there too. You get what I'm saying? So you still having a decent body doesn't refute anything we've said. It actually proves it. It goes to show that people who would desire you physically would probably compromise you spiritually, mislead you religiously. And take advantage of you emotionally. That's kind of how it works, shorty. We want this. You see how your face is out the camera? You see, Brittany Renner, and I've always believed in her as a podcaster, but the sad truth for a lot of women who look decent when they get into this game, the majority of niggas want to see you face down, ass up. They want to see if they could watch half of y'all attractive, like, you know, some of these chicks, they like to talk. No, people wish they could watch you on mute and watch this. Matter of fact, let's watch it on mute. Fuck it. Oh yeah. All right, hold on now.
That's actually hilarious. This nigga said, let's watch it on mute. And now he literally put it on mute. So watching this woman clap her cheeks on mute. That's hilarious.
Stop it. Stop. Listen, I know you're going to the gym and everything, but stop putting your face in the camera afterwards, bro. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Here we go now. Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
That's all we need. And by the way, you know what the funny thing is? Could somebody tell Brittany, why are you doing this on Kick? Just go on OnlyFans. You wouldn't be in the hot car no more. She acknowledges that her best assets sit behind her and is in the physical form.
Yeah, it's facts.
Yet she kind of tries to act above the fray with OnlyFans. She doesn't realize the reason why all these niggas keep bagging you is because of that ass they want to get up in there. Now, she might have to get on.
You know what? That's almost a magical or godly or perceptual, whatever you want to say, that's a blessing of. This is a blessing. And this is my last points that I'm going to make about a girl like Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner is a thought. Brittany Renner is a thought that she don't want to admit that she's a thought. She don't want to show it. She don't want to display. She want to be an undercover thought. Baby girl, you're a hoe. You're a hoe, you're a thought. Just embrace it. You got it from your mama, you got it from your grandma, all that. Just embrace it and understand of who you are. When you have a better understanding of who you are, when you have a better evolution of who you are, what you're going to evolve to is this girl. You're going to evolve into this woman. And that's not a disrespect. That's not even a slight. I'll tell you why. Because what a woman that this was able to produce. And when I say able to produce, I will make it very clear. A girl like Brittany Renner to have a career like Amber Rose is impressive. It's uber impressive. You know why? Because you have Brittany Renner here fighting, scrapping, doing all that, doing this, that, and the third for some acknowledgement, for some kind of love and respect and all this and all that. No, shorty, you're a thotty. You're a thottiana, right? So what is the smart move to do? If you're a thotty or a thottiana, you're a former stripper, yeah, well, this. The smart move to you is go Brittany Renner. Not Brittany Renner, sorry. Amber Rose. My mistake. Go on the Christian conservative grift. Still have an OnlyFans. Go on multiple networks. Have a rich baby daddy. That's a rich baby daddy right there. Do not cause drama. Don't cause issues. Just get to the bag. Unfortunately, Brittany Renner is retarded and she's not willing to get to the bag. She's trying to prove her point to absolutely nobody because everybody looks at you as a whore. Then why don't you do like Amber Rose? Everybody looks at Amber Rose as a whore, right? And what she did is she pulled the Uno reverse card on a lot of people. She pretended to be conservative. Again, pretended. She pretended. She was pretending to get more clients. That's called being smart. That's called being intelligent. And there's another woman called Joy Travis. She's doing whoring better than you. So let me make this very clear. You're a whore. That's okay. And there's two girls who are whoring better than you. This woman has 3 baby daddies. Future, Bow Wow, and not Stephon Diggs. I'm blacking out on the other Diggs, brother. Remember, she has 3 different baby daddies who make a lot of money. Why? She shuts her mouth. She shuts the F up. She shuts her mouth. Again, ultimately, I'm not going to share anything. I'm going to stop sharing. Ultimately, you have to be a woman who is getting it out the mud, and doing it the real way. Again, shout out to Sleepy Euphoria, who has been supporting the entire movement. Shout out to Sleepy. Anybody want to get the full uncensored version of the stream? I will put the full uncensored version of the stream on Patreon. You know what time it is. Like the stream. Appreciate y'all more than you know. Big JTV, love y'all. And I'm out.